Hello, today we are going to talk about how to build the entire kdesrc-build with all of the modules using KDE's Clazy, which is a Qt-oriented static code analyzer. So what's KDE Clazy? It's a Qt-oriented static code analyzer based on the clang framework. Okay. Is a compiler plugin for LLVM clang that understands Qt semantics. More than 50 Qt-related compiler warnings, unneeded memory allocations, misusage of API, includes some fixes. Okay. On my machine, it's already installed. I'm on Kubuntu 22.04. It's installed from Kubuntu deb packages. So from my distribution. Okay, these are build instructions. Setting up your project to build with Clazy. On Windows, there is a batch file where you can use the app image. So it just says compile your programs with it instead of clang++, G++. So not instead of GCC. We're not replacing the C compiler. We're replacing just the C++ compiler. So trying to replace the C compiler, so GCC, fails with the following error. Okay. The CMake C compiler is set to a C++ compiler. Okay, so we leave the C++ compiler as is, which is the CC environment variable, and we're going to replace just the CXX environment variable, so just the C++ compiler. So let's see what it does. So I can see warnings. I can see warning colon. So it says warning colon, missing reference in range 4. And this is triggered by Clazy. There's also other warning generators which are not Clazy, which is, for instance, this warning unused private field. Okay, so let's try to collect some warnings by grepping for warning colon. Okay, grep doesn't work the way I think it works. Now I need to refresh my build. Oh mama. I should have deleted from the build not directory, not from the src directory. Okay, so that's the way to use grep with colon. Okay. So I'm building, in fact, just one module, key internationalization. The first module that's built, which is ECM, XLC make modules, was already built with this combination and will not be rebuilt. How do we rebuild in kdesrc-build? Start the build from scratch. So refresh build. Let's try this. Okay, still just these three warnings. Okay, let's build all of the frameworks. Okay, go. So klocalized string, unused qstring, m unused is not used, m unused is not used. What is this thing? Let's try to see this issue, because this seems easy enough to fix. I'm using my IDE, which is Qt Creator, file or project. Okay, and I'm going to paste the entire thing, so a full path to the file, and then colon line number, colon number. In the type to locate Ctrl K bar. So it doesn't like the column number, so I only need to paste the file path colon line number, so without the column number. Okay, so the count of warnings is huge by now. Let's write this thing down to a file. Okay, and we'll need to do refresh build because we've already built a ton of modules. So we're building using kdesrc-build only frameworks, which is 70 something Git repos. Debug in order to see full output from the compiler, in our case Clazy, and then refresh build such that I don't have to manually delete the build frameworks directory. And I'm rewriting with the stdout the file report.txt. Let's see how it works. Okay. So it says use an empty qstring, qlatin1 string instead. Why? Qtest new rule. Why not just qstring with 0 parameters? What does this thing do? So this guy, operator, operator qstring builder. Yeah, well, this thing is not actionable for me because it's way too unknown. So it creates a qtest column named pattern, then a qtest column named input string, then a qtest column expected, and then it's populating the rows and cells. So it puts on the column inputs str an empty string. Which qstring literal is a macro. Yeah, I'm not that well versed into which is better, qstring literal of empty string versus qstring of just no parameters. Why don't you go to the correct place? I want you to go to the constructor. Shared null. Yeah, this guy seems really efficient, effective, optimized everything. Okay, let's see what we got. So Control C, Control V, report to F4, and let's search by K. What is this? K-Core add-ons. Okay, this is the guy K-Core add-ons. And I need other warnings like this. So I can see 4 occurrences of this warning in the exact same file. So let's see what happens if we fix everywhere. So qstring literal of empty string. Where are the others? Control C, Control A, Control V. So in 2 places I should go with qstring of no parameters. If this does not break the less than operator, so me sending an empty qstring, which is that shared null thing, if it doesn't break the cells and the columns, so there's how many columns? 4 columns, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is the name of the row. So just 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is the row name, column 1, column 2, and column 3. So 3 columns, expected being the third. Okay, seems okay if Clazy does not warn us about the empty qstring. So we'll see. Okay, so I placed it in 2 places, so in fact I did all of these 4. Okay, let's save the file. It's already saved, Ctrl S. And now we need to know where the build is. So it's at 1.1 megabytes of output. There's tens of thousands of warnings just in the frameworks alone. So just in the KDE Frameworks 5 Git repos. Okay, so enough building. We got enough error warnings. We have enough material for a large number of merge requests. Let's stop the build. So again, we used this command line. We have got this 1.2 megabytes text file with a report. Can't we use a language? Where's Ada? Yeah, looks better. Okay. Now let's see if we build just the module where we fixed the issues. So that is no redirect of std out, no refresh build, and the module is named kcore add-ons. Okay, so I don't know if it worked or not. Okay, let's build without the grep, and then we'll look manually at the output. So building kcore add-ons. Too much output. Okay, we'll need to put a grep again and delete the directory again. Ton of output. Okay, so we fix the issue, we try to fix the issue. Where are you? So kcore add-ons, auto tests, fuzzy matcher. Kcore add-ons, auto tests. Not src. src auto tests. So there's two warnings with auto tests. There's captured local variable by reference might go out of scope, and and another one with unused q hash, qchar, and qstring list. Okay, so from what I see, the issues, the warnings have disappeared. So let's do it again. Where are you? Kcore add-ons. I'm deleting the build directory. And this time I'm grabbing auto tests. Let me search this output. Control N, Control V, auto tests, go. Mode. Okay. Control F, auto test. So there's just captured local variable and warning Q unused QH. Still, it's not clear to me why it doesn't go git clone, git fetch, git reset hard, etc. Okay, kcore add-ons. Let's look at the differences. Git visualize all branch history. In the correct spot. Control Z, BG, git fetch. Okay. Rescan. So it seems that the Git repository is up to date. We now need to do a merge request. So we're on the master branch, both remotes, origin, master, and locally. We need to create a new branch. The name follows the standard work, my username. What was that thing? So empty qstring literal create. Check out this branch. Okay. So we replaced qstring literal wherever there was an empty string with qstring with the 0 parameters. So 1, 2, and then on the same line 2 more variances. Okay, I'm staging this file, and then I'm preparing the commit message. Where are you? Fix this issue. What's the issue? So this guy. Control C, Control V. Okay, let's wrap the lines. Okay, so kfuzzy matcher test, which is the name of the translation module, translation unit, which is the name of the CPP file. Replace something with some other thing. Fix issue. What's the issue warning? Okay, so commit. Okay, so next I need to create a merge request. KDE invent kcore add-ons. This guy. Fork. Okay. Clone with SSH. So this is my own Git repository. Okay. So that's in the correct source code directory, which is the directory of the git clone for kcore add-ons. So the git working directory for kcore add-ons git repo. Git remote list. Add fork. Ctrl-Shift-V. Looking good. Okay, again, let's look at the history. So it's just one commit per merge request, one commit ahead of master. The commit is okay. And now I'm pushing to my Git repo the correct branch. Close, refresh, create merge request. Fixes, should be fix issue. Yeah, let's edit that. And let's commit fix issue. Commit. Let's look at the history. Fix issue, okay. Remote. Now we can't push anymore to my Git repo. I need to push force to my Git repo. Push. Close. What about if I do cancel? Okay. So the correct text, fix issue. Just on commit, changes, fix issue, my commit, and these are the diffs. So keystring literal to keystring in 4 places. Looks okay. Create merge request. So allow commits from members who can merge to the target branch. Yes. Delete source branch when merge request is accepted. Yes. Create. Okay, so we just did a merge request for a easy to fix warning. Well, easy after you watch 2-3 YouTube videos on the thema when to best use qstring literal, qstring, qlatin1, and the other variants in that area. So const char pointer and whatever was the other thing, qbyte array. Okay, so those things are where? Yeah, there's also qstring view. So I saw some YouTube videos on this. Yeah, you'll just have to research both on YouTube and on the other resources such as Stack Overflow. What's the teeny bit better between qstring of nothing and qlatin1 string of empty string, etc. So you'll need to create a piece of paper where you have written down what is the best type to use when you concatenate, when you have an empty string, when. So there's for 10 different use cases, there's a better type for string from the Qt framework. Okay. And again, what we did was we compiled the entire frameworks using Clazy, which is a C-lang++ compiler plugin. So we compiled 70 Git repos. We can compile everything by just omitting frameworks. So we delete this part. And we'll build all of the 400 Git repositories, which kdesrc-build knows how to build. And then at the end of the thing, we have a large list of warnings, which looks like this. So it has the name of the module, which is framework/kcore add-ons, and then full path of the file where the warning is, line and column, and then the text of the warning. So an easy way to do is you study really in depth what a warning is about, one of the easier warnings, and then you apply the fix to all of the Git repositories that have such a warning. Maybe this is too intrusive because it has tens of thousands of occurrences, but maybe there's a simpler warning to fix. And unused qstrings, for instance. When you find an unused qstring, you just delete the qstring and then the identifier and then the equals sign, and if it builds correctly, you propose a merge request, for instance. So, thank you very much.